Jay, just first of all, give me your thoughts on the big news with the Sun Belt for you guys in the basketball program, what it means to you guys.
Well, I know this, and I'm probably repeating myself, but we've got Dr. Bennett and Jeremy McClain are two incredibly bright, smart, savvy leaders. Sometimes they probably shoulder more of the blame than they should. Sometimes maybe they get, I hope that in this case they get a lot of credit. But in my job, that's their job to put the university and the university athletic program in the best spot that we can be moving forward. And of course, my job, no matter if we were in the SEC or the Pac-12 or Big 12, is to help Southern Miss compete for championships. And so that's not something that I can control. Now, as a Southern Miss alumni myself, of course, and playing here, I think there's a lot of value to it. And of course, in this landscape that we're in, we've been playing a lot of those teams anyway. Lafayette, South Alabama, of course, Louisiana Monroe. Those are teams that have already been on our schedule, and those are long-time rivalries. So I think, and just in my opinion, Conference USA, great. I thought Conference USA was a very undersold men's basketball league. I think it was way better than even our conference ever gave us credit for. And I'll say that. I said it before, and of course I'll say it now. And what I mean by that, that it was really good. But we just never had the local rivalries. Like our fan base couldn't go to Florida or couldn't go out to El Paso to watch us, and of course theirs couldn't come here. And I think that hurts in a way, and it hurt, so over time it has eroded some support and things like that, not just for basketball, but in all the sports. So I think those local rivalries will kind of get regenerated a little bit, and they'll start meaning something, and that's exciting to me. But again, my job is not, I don't worry about those things, but the fact that it's here and it's been announced, I'm excited about the new opportunity.
Does proximity in terms of geography open up any recruiting opportunities for you guys?
I think so.
Atlanta.
Yeah, I think, of course, it's hard for a recruit from our geographical area to maybe get excited about playing somewhere so far away, they know that, hey, if I come to Southern Miss, my parents can watch me play all these different times, and not maybe every single game on the schedule, but a lot of those games, and including, of course, with a different media opportunity. That's going to help too. My dad's 84 years old. He doesn't know anything about the internet. He doesn't know how to access stadium, and I'm not criticizing anybody, but that's what it was. And here, he knows how to get ESPN. And so I think our partner there, of course, that's going to help us too, and it's going to help us rebuild our rivalries. And like, for instance, when back in the 80s when we played, because of the Metro Conference was one of the top basketball leagues, of course, in the country, but our fan base knew all the players on the other team because of the Metro Conference games of the week. You'd see them midweek, you'd see them on Saturdays. You knew their players, you knew their coaches, the characters, our coaching characters that we had, and they can relate to that. So they would be excited about when they came to town. I think you're going to see more of that type of interaction, involvement with our fans.
Jay, you're less than a week out from your first game here at DSU.
Right.
You got a big scrimmage coming up Sunday. Can you kind of talk about where you're at, where you feel good about your team, and what do you want to see in that scrimmage?
First of all, I told our players, we were in film before practice started today, and I have so much enjoyed working with this team. I get excited and get out of bed coming to practice. I go to bed thinking about, working with our guys, and so I'm excited about it. Of course, we're to the point, and I think every coach in every sport can relate to this, it's time to play against somebody else, and really what that is an assessment. Where are we? And you really don't know by playing. Our players know our offenses. As you're going black versus gold out on the floor. Gold knows that black's going, black knows what gold's doing, and it kind of grinds down to that point. Of course, now you're going to play somebody, and you're going to see how well we execute. And of course, we always want to play in a scrimmage, our scrimmage, a team that's good, very good. In southeastern Louisiana, of course, we've got a lineage there, but they're picked to win their league, and so that's probably NCAA team. They're very talented, athletic. It gives us a good test on where we are. Of course, looking ahead to our exhibition game next week against Delta State. A lot of relationships with Delta State here. Of course, Jeremy McClain being the former athletic director, I know he likes that game. And of course, they're always one of the top Division II teams in the league, in their league, and also in the country. So, we've got 2 good tests to start with, and of course, right after that, we'll be opening our season up.
And heck, you didn't even get the benefit of a scrimmage game last year. Kind of talk about that a little bit, and where you are now as a team compared to this point last year.
I think, that's a great question. And of course, you never heard us, Glenn. You and I have known each other since we were kids, but we never used that as an excuse, but it disproportionately hurt us. And what I mean by that is we had 9 guys last year that were playing their first Division I basketball, high school players or junior college players. They had never played in Division I game. We had 9 of those. We needed those scrimmages. We needed the exhibition game. We needed those non-conference games that we weren't allowed to play last year because of the COVID restrictions. And that hurt us. And of course, I thought we gave a great account of ourselves during the conference play, but we lost so many close games, and a lot of those had to do just with lack of experience, and guys had never been in those situations before. And we needed those more than ever. And now we have a lot of guys back that have now gone through the wars. They've got that experience. So this will just even help even more. But it disproportionately hurt last year's team because of so many new faces to Division I. And what I like about our team, I like, there's you seeing Tay Hardy right there. I like the fact they don't. At any level, I think I'm coach speaking, but any coach can relate to this. When they want it, they're in the gym early and they stay late, and as soon as practice is over with, they're not running up the tunnel to the locker room. You may have your culture's getting right, and so I'm excited about that. They like to be in the gym. You don't have to beg them. You don't have to beg them to go hard. I mean, there's not now. Of course, we're making a lot of mistakes, and any team is at this point of the year. But what I like about them is they go hard. And you don't have to get on them to just play with effort. And I think that's a big part of the battle being won right there. Again, kind of going back to our culture is growing in the right way.
Just last question, just to get kind of caught up heading into this first week, first game. Who stood out to you over the last 10 days, and heck, maybe most improved player from last year?
Yeah, I'll start with most improved player. I think from last year's team, I think all of our players have improved. But I would be remiss if I didn't point out Denijay Harris. I think Denijay Harris he's just a different player. He's just a different player, and he's still got 3 years of eligibility, and that's exciting. And I'd have to say he was our most improved player. I think Tay Hardy. I think Tay Hardy he's really broadened his game from last year. Of course, Tyler Stevenson's Mr. Steady. I think Mo Arnold's going to be a big surprise to a lot of people. He's been really, really good. Of course, Waylon Napper. I mean, I can name. I think DeAndre Pinckney. DeAndre Pinckney, before he got hurt a couple weeks ago. Of course, he's back now. I thought he has had a great offseason too. So we've got about 8 or 9 guys. I think that, if you pin me down and say, Coach, you've got to start today, I'm going to have a hard time picking that start line. We've never had that problem. That's a great problem. And because I think we've got 8 or 9 that are capable of starting. And, maybe early in the season we may do some platooning. We may mix and match lineups until we can try to find that exact right chemistry of the starting group that we want. But I think, especially with the tempo that we're playing, the ability to press and do some things that we've been wanting to do for 2 years, I think we've got the right group of guys now to be able to play the way that we've been wanting to play.